Hi, welcome to By Kimberly Saint. That's me. So today's poem meditation is learning to unfold like a flower. You know, before you even see a flower, there's so much process that happens. So, recently I did plant some flowers in my yard, and first it took scattering the seeds, and then I watered them, every couple of days. And for a while, you don't see anything. You're like, is it gonna happen? I don't know. And there's like this thing taking place where the seed has to take root. And not every seed's gonna take root, but because I sprinkled enough, a couple are gonna take root and they will flourish. But with time, as it naturally happens, they will pop up. So there is this little, like, almost waiting period. You start planting the seeds, sowing the seeds. You're not going to see anything immediately. It takes time, it takes care, and it's the responsibility of really looking after the flowers, making sure they get what they need, the sun, the water. And with time, they start sprouting, and it's like the tiniest little thing. And like, if you check it, like, I was quite surprised. I would look out my kitchen window, I could see it, and I would see the growth every single day, and it blew my mind because they started like really tiny, and with time they grew like really tall, bigger than the screen. And we made almost like, we called it our little fairy circle, because it was like this little circle of gorgeous flowers just popping up every day. And what was beautiful too is different colors and different types of flowers popped up, because I planted wild flowers, and so there was many colors, many different gorgeous colors, and all of them grew and unfolded at different times, which was beautiful. None of them were competing with each other. None of them were trying to be the other one. They were all uniquely and individually their own, and they unfolded when it was right for them. And it was just like really beautiful to see. And they were at their best during spring. So spring really like brought the flowers out. And then as summer came to hit, the flowers started to disappear. And that was an interesting thing to just see them fade away, because the sun was too much at this time. And that's totally okay. So seeing like them flourish and be in their full bloom and their like naturally slow process and this gorgeous bloom, and then with time they kind of faded away, and we had to like trim and do a bunch of things in that area to like really make sure it's good. And now, right now, there's no flowers there, so it seems like, is that it? But I know I've seen the grapevine. I have a grapevine in my yard, and it's been really cool because in the winter it's like completely this dead looking tree, like, and it's not dead because it's totally alive, but it's like there's no grapes, there's no leaves, it's just like brown twigs all intertwined, and it may look like there's nothing there, but with the seasons it's interesting to see like even flowers and plants have times where they almost like hibernate or replan their system. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're just like having a moment where they're not producing anything. It's just like this normalness of like there's nothing special going on. It's just their winter life of hibernation. And then as you come into fall, that's also like when you can start to plant things for the springtime. But then you start seeing the things that were already planted that happen to pop up in spring, they start popping up. So now the grapevine like had started in spring, and now it's kind of coming into summer, and there's even more leaves and more grapes, and it's just like overflowing with green everywhere. Happens every year, every single year. It gets really big and luscious and plentiful, and we can harvest and eat, and it's like amazing. And then it has this moment to itself where it plans for next year. And I feel like learning to unfold like a flower is like learning that it's okay to be seasonal. Like learning to know it's okay to hibernate in winter. Winter can be more of a slowing down, maybe sleeping more kind of process. You know, you might find that you're more tired and there's not as much sun going on, and there's all these little connections to the earth, because we are like a flower. We are so deeply connected to the earth. It makes sense that our life is seasonal. And then so you kind of hibernate and retreat, and be maybe more inside, right, in winter. And then as it starts to become fall and spring, you start popping out a little bit. And then in summer, spring or summer, you kind of full on pop out, because we need the sun. We literally are human beings that need sun. And we're like the flowers. We need all the things that we need. And it's navigating, finding those things and what works for you, and being okay with the seasons and how they affect you, and leaning in to a seasonal life, leaning into rest when you need it, leaning into full bloom when it happens, learning to unfold like a flower and discover your color, discover your unique like vibe of what kind of flower are you. Every flower is like gorgeous in its own right, you know, like there's different leaves, different colors, different petals, just so many different things. And so when you let yourself unfold like a flower, what is it that you see? What is it that other people get to see when you allow yourself to be seen and learn to unfold like a flower? That is a gift to the world. Like, who does not like flowers? You know, like flowers are gorgeous. They bring so much joy, so much color to the world. And I think it's so wonderful and beautiful to look at flowers and to see yourself, a reflection of you. It's so beautiful. Learning to unfold like a flower. Let's breathe. Learning to unfold like a flower. Now, as you go throughout your day, I want you to think about this poem and what it might mean to you. Okay, bye.